In this video, I'm going to cover the Fieldwork account settings. So this will be a general overview. The settings are located in the gear in the upper right corner. Click that and we'll review all settings from left to right. So starting with company information, on the very first section you'll notice this form pulls all of your business information. It also will display this information on invoices and work orders, estimates, statements. So be sure to format the address, city, state, postal code, everything correctly. Again, your fax and phone, website, your license number if needed. You can upload a logo. You can modify the system's top or header color, which floats through the customer portal as well. When you click in this field, it will give you a color selector, and as you are changing the selector on the vertical bar, you'll notice that the horizontal bar changes. This is the color you would pick if you were going to modify it to that color. So that is what the color would end up changing to. When you are looking at your company time zone, you will be able to modify different users to have different time zones. So the time zone that you select at this level is the corporate time zone. Currency, mileage, distance, and the outgoing email are all housed here as well. When you turn on or activate the carbon copy feature, this email address will receive a duplication of all emails sent out from the system. This is a nice feature when you are first starting with Fieldwork and you want to see the emails going out to customers and just review what is being sent. It's a blind copy. The customer portal details are at the bottom of this form. You can define your own prefix. You will also be able to set up your PayPal merchant account, which is linked through the portal, and be sure to follow the PayPal instructions. Once you have updated your information, click the green Save, and all of your changes will take effect. When I scroll up to the top, you'll notice that you have a toolbar on the left that has all of your settings. You will also be able to access the settings again from the gear, but you'll notice it's the exact same layout in a vertical toolbar. So as you are first improving the company setup, you will be able to stay on this page and utilize the vertical toolbar in light gray. So next is going to be customers. So I can click customers here or here. I'm going to select that on the left. You'll be able to define your starting customer number. If you have imported information from another system, you can always carry that over or start fresh. When the auto send welcome email is turned on, each time you add a brand new customer with an email address, they will receive a welcome email. You can modify this message to read however you would like it to read. I suggest taking information from your website or other marketing materials that you've already written and repeat or enforce your brand name at this point. So if you have a slogan or specific information about the areas you service or special referral programs that you might have, you can always communicate that at this point to customers, and you will be able to format each email in a manner that looks appealing to you and your customers. To preview how this email will look, click preview and you'll always see a layout of what that email will look like once it is sent. You can also send yourself a version or close out. Placeholders on the right will create a merge document for each email. So your hi first name will pull in, let's say, hi Susan or hi James. You won't have to modify that first name each time. The system will pull based on what information is in the customer account. At the bottom of this, you can turn on some basic defaults to either email work orders by default. The send is our equivalent of email. Hide balance forward by default. Again, these are just system defaults, but you will be able to modify these on a per customer and per service location level. Once you again have updated your settings, hit save. We'll move on to the next. Customer types that appear in Fieldwork at the beginning are usually commercial and residential. Feel free to add new customer types by clicking New Type. Calendar and time options. You will be able to double size the calendar, which will make the calendar twice as high, allowing for more precise scheduling. Create very specific start and end times for your calendar views. Allow the system to choose the arrival time window for work orders automatically. When you do so, the system will calculate if that scheduled time is between the windows you have set up. You can add as many time windows as needed. So for instance, if my first time window is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and I set a service for 8:15 and a service for 8:30, two separate services, they would each fall within the 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. window. At the same time, you would establish time windows either on an hourly basis, or you will be able to set them up 2 hours, and as you saw from the beginning, I had set up an entire day. So anywhere from 8 a.m. to, let's say, 5 p.m. Now, I'll go ahead and delete these extra. You'll notice that I have some duplication. The system will not allow you to have the 8 a.m. to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 12, and 8 to 5. So it won't let you cross over the 8, 9, and 10 here. So if I change this to a 12 to 5, that will work. So you'll notice that there isn't any overlap. Everything is synchronized that way. The system, when it is scheduled for 10:30, it knows automatically this is the time window to pick. However, if this was 8 to 5 and I had a 10:30, the computer wouldn't know if you wanted this time window or that time window. So that's why we don't allow any overlaps. When you show the location name instead of the customer name on the schedule and the work pool, that will allow you to define in more detail customers who have multiple service locations. So if you have many accounts that are property managers with 15, 20, 30, 40 properties under them, you may want to turn this on. If most of your target business are homeowners and they have one, maybe two properties, you may want the system to show the customer name instead of the location name. This is very handy when you have, let's say, a property management company, or you service an entire city, or you service a college campus, where the customer name will show up 15, 16 different times, but you're servicing different buildings. You would want to turn that on. Next are appointment reminders. Appointment reminders can be turned off or turned on. When you turn these on, they can be turned on for email, text, or both. And I'll show you how it's set up for both. You will be able to set up emails to go out, let's say 7 days in advance of the service, and a second one the day before. What time of the day that email is delivered. What is exactly said in the email. Are you telling your customer will be out the week of, the specific date or date and time and arrival window, the day only, or do not display anything, just that we are coming out. You'll be able to modify the email that is sent the same as the welcome email. All of our templates function the same. And to add in these placeholders, put your cursor in the body, and you can then add in any of these placeholders by clicking on them. And if you obviously format this properly, it doesn't need to be all consecutive. I can add a few spaces and put in some more information and type words around it. Format it just like you see in the paragraph. That's the sample. At the bottom of this, you will be able to decide if you want to include a technician bio or not, the bio and photo. Text messages are at an extra cost, and they will be able to deliver text messages that are customized by you, so you can modify this, the confirmation, text, and an auto response. When you are testing this feature, you can include your own phone number and send yourself a text message. Estimates, work orders function similar, but you'll be able to define the estimate number, the email that is sent, the work order, again the email. You can disable auto sending all reports at this level, and you can have a full page, second page addendum, maybe a risk benefit disclosure there. A report footer is at this level. You'll be able to put in, let's say, the CDC number or poison control, and then you'll be able to turn on or off weather-related fields, automatically marked any appointments as missed if they haven't been completed for a day, auto attach an additional invoice to any completed report, and enable sales and technician commissions. Also on this page, you can define what is displayed in your report to customers. If you prefer only to tell the customer the active ingredient or the brand name, you can select that, and by default it shows both. Next is your work order templates. I'm going to go through that in another video that's more detailed. Invoices are similar to your work orders. You can define numbers, starting transaction, which are your payment numbers, your invoice email when it gets delivered, plus footer. You can turn on the ability to apply a positive credit balance to the account when any jobs are complete. So when you have a customer that prepays for the year and each time you service their account, if this is turned on, it will automatically apply that credit to that outstanding invoice. You can also turn on the function to close all new payments automatically. We have a check and balance feature in the system that allows you to define payments that have been received in the office versus payments received by technicians in the field. And when you are sending customers invoices, there is an automatic online payment link, so the customer can click on that link and pay online. But if you want to hide that from them, just turn that on. Next are late payment reminders. I'm going to go through that in greater detail in a different video. Branches are just that. You will be able to enable multiple branches, set up customers that are linked with those branches, and then also technicians that are managing customers within that branch. Users and routes, I'll cover that in a more detailed video. Services, billing terms, everything below this level is relating to your invoicing. So you would set up all of your services at this level. You can create a new service here. You can add a description or detail and a default price. Billing terms, the system comes with some predefined billing terms, but feel free to add in your billing terms as needed. tax rates in our system, you can generate your own custom tax rate by giving it a name, entering in details here, plus percentages, and then creating. Or you can search by zip code. When I search by zip code and discover, the system will tell you what the tax rate and amounts are. To push that information to the form, click the left arrow and it will preload everything including the tax rate name, and then click the green Create Tax. Custom fields in this system are endless, so I'll cover that in a more detailed video. PDF forms in our system, you can upload your own PDF form to attach to a work order or select from our database. The QuickBooks sync, you manage that here, and I will again cover that in a detailed video. Credit card payments, your Stripe account setup is managed at this level. Next are your pest and chemical settings, which I'll go ahead and save that for another video, and trap and device settings as well. So this wraps up this overview of all of your company or general settings.